Today we're going to start by reading the Bible and having a story about Jesus. Jesus looked up and saw rich people putting their contributions into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow putting in 2 tiny copper coins. "I'm telling you the truth," he said. "This poor widow has put in more than all of them. They all contributed to the collection out of their plenty, but she contributed out of her poverty and gave her whole livelihood." In that story, Jesus was talking about giving compared to how much you have. Now we're going to have a story that's about giving, but it's not about money. So see if you can work out who's giving in the story. Once upon a time, there were 3 brothers who went off to seek their fortune. The 2 older brothers were very clever, but the 3rd brother was not clever at all. His name was John, and the 2 older brothers were not very nice to him. They made fun of him and picked on him and called him names like simple and stupid and fool. On the first day, they came across a huge mound of earth, tall and thin and teeming with ants. "Ants are nasty," shouted the eldest brother. "And they're good for nothing but treading on," said the second brother. But just as the 2 older brothers went to knock the ant hill down, the 3rd brother, John, stepped in their way. "No!" he shouted. "Ants are nice. They're black and tiny and creepy and crawly, and they're fun to watch. And it wouldn't be kind to knock their house down." The older brothers looked at each other and shook their heads. "Not very clever," one whispered. "Doesn't know a thing about insects," whispered the other one. But in the end, they grew tired of arguing and agreed to leave the ants alone. The next day, the 3 brothers came across a pond full of ducks. "Ducks are tasty," said the oldest brother. "Ducks are delicious," drawled the second brother. But just as the clever brothers aimed their arrows at the duck, the 3rd brother, John, stepped in their way. "No!" he shouted. "Ducks are nice. They have flappy wings and webby feet and quacky voices. It wouldn't be kind to kill them." The older brothers looked in the air and sighed. "Doesn't know a thing about ducks," one whispered. "Nor good eating neither," whispered the other one. But in the end, they grew tired of arguing and agreed to leave the ducks alone. On the 3rd day, the 3 brothers came across a bee's nest tucked in the trunk of a thick, tall tree. "Look at the honey," said the oldest brother. "Now that's good eating," said the second brother. But just as the clever brothers were about to light a fire and smoke the bees out of the tree, the 3rd brother, John, stepped in their way. "No!" he shouted. "Bees are nice. And they're yellow and stripy and sticky and buzzy, and it wouldn't be kind to steal their honey." The clever brothers crossed their arms and scowled. "He's starting to get on my nerves," whispered one. "Mine too," whispered the other one. But in the end, they grew tired of arguing and agreed to leave the bees alone. Later that day, the 3 brothers came to a castle with stone walls and stone towers, and standing inside, stone statues, horses and people and princes. Indeed, the only thing that wasn't stone was a little bearded man who came to greet them. "Thank you for coming," he said. "Thank you very much. We shall have some supper and get a good night's rest. Then tomorrow you must try and break the spell that has turned this castle to stone, and win yourselves a great fortune." The brothers didn't know about breaking spells, but they were hungry and tired, so they accepted the little man's invitation. They ate like horses and slept like logs, and in the morning it was the eldest brother who chose to go first. "To break the spell," explained the little man, "you must perform 3 tasks. Before she was turned to stone, our queen broke a necklace in the forest. 1,000 pearls were scattered across the ground. The first task is to gather up those pearls before sunset, or you too will be turned to stone. The eldest brother went out into the forest to look for pearls. They were everywhere, under rocks and ferns and fallen leaves, but clever as he was, he only managed to collect 100 before the sunset, so he was turned to stone. Next day, the second brother went to the forest, and even though he managed to collect 200 pearls, at the setting of the sun, he too was turned to stone. What chance do I have? Thought John, as he set off on the third day. I'm not clever at all. And then he heard a sound in the grass below. Hello, John, called a tiny voice. I'm the king of the ants. You saved our ant hill, and now we would like to help you. All my people are here, thousands of them, and we will find the pearls for you. And so they did, every last one. Excellent, said the little man. For your second task, you must find a silver key which the queen dropped in the lake. Again, poor John didn't know what to do. Then a big brown duck flew overhead. Don't worry, John, the duck called. You helped us. Now we will help you. And with that, the whole flight of ducks plunged beneath the water and came up again with the silver key. One more task, the little man said, excited now. But we must hurry, for the sun is setting fast. The king has 3 daughters, who all look alike, but the one he loves the most was eating a little honey cake just before she was turned to stone. You must find her and kiss her. No problem at all, buzzed a voice in John's ear. I'm the queen bee, and because you would not steal from us, I will help you find the princess. The queen bee sniffed and sniffed at the lips of every stone girl in the castle. Finally, she found the one that smelled of honey. John pursed his lips and kissed the stone statue, and immediately everything that had been turned to stone, including his brothers, became flesh and blood again. And what was John's reward? He married the girl that he kissed, and his brothers married her sisters, and that is how the 3 brothers found their fortune, with the help of the least clever brother of them all. So now we're going to make a craft, which is a money box. Now we're going to make it, I'm going to show you how to make one out of a bottle. You could use a big bottle, or I'm going to do it out of this one. You could have a see-through one, or all sorts of different ones. This one I think would be really good to make into an aeroplane, because it's nice and long, comes to a point. I'm going to make this one into a pig. I'm going to show you how, and then you can go and see what you can make. So I've got a bottle. I've got lots of bits already cut out. I've got a toilet bowl. I've got some different coloured paper and tissue paper. You can use what you want. So first of all, I'm going to make this bit into the nose. So I've cut a small bit of pink, and I'm going to wrap it up carefully. So it's all smooth on the outside, and all the edges are in the inside. And then I'm going to screw it on to here. His nose. Then my pig needs some eyes. So I've already cut these eyes out and stuck some black paper on. You could use googly eyes if you've got them. And so I'm going to put my pig's eyes in on the top, just above its nose. eyes now. And then I've made some ears. So I've made them quite long with tabs so that I can fold them and stick them on. But so that I've got something to stick the tabs into. And so I can make it into a saddleback pig. I've got some other paper which I can wrap around the pig's body. And then glue on. Glue. And now I can put some glue on my ears. And tuck them in under paper. Fold them back nicely. Then they can stand up, and it's already starting to look a bit like a pig. Now for the pig's legs, I've got a toilet roll. So I'm going to chop it so it's nice and short legs. And then my pig will be able to sit its legs like this. And then when I'm happy that I've got those to work, and I'll put some glue on them. And it can stand up. So if you've got a grown-up who's got something sharp, then they might be able to make a hole in the top for you to put money in. If not, that's okay because you've got a bottle lid, so you can put some money in there. Now that we've made our money boxes, and you can make all sorts of different ones, you could have made a pig one like me, or an aeroplane, or a minion, or Batman, or anything that you want. we're going to think about what we're going to do with the money that we put in it. Because money boxes and piggy banks are for storing up money. But that's not what Jesus was talking about, and not what the people in the story were doing. So if you store up money just for yourself, then that's not sharing it. So this is a money box for money that we're going to share. So you can save it up so that you've got enough. But when you spend this money, it's for spending, and it's for spending on other people. It might be that you give it away to a charity, and think about what charity you'd like to give it to. Or it might be that you use this money for buying presents for people and save up money so that you can buy presents for people's birthdays, or just when you want to be nice to them. You use this money to do nice things for other people. So it might be that you save it up and then you've got a bus fare so that you can go and see someone who you might not have seen for a long time. It's for saving up so that you can share it and give it away to other people.